everyone, so I am here to do a tag video. I am here all alone because my son, whose birthday it is by the way, he's 10 years old, he's in school, so it's very quiet right now. Kind of bored, and I just found out about AuthorTube and this tag, so I'm like, why not? I have nothing to do right now. I was going to do this later, but, you know, it's like I don't want to just sit here and clean in silence and everything. So, let's get started. Number one is, how did you find out about AuthorTube? Well, I found out through Sarah Crawford, who is a YouTuber I am subscribed to. She has an excellent channel, and I will link her video down below. Number two is, what genres do you write in? Well, that's kind of varying right now. The thing is that I've mainly written poetry. Like, I wrote little stuff here and there, but mainly it's been poetry. And in the last few years, I've really picked up on the story writing. My plan was to make a collection of short stories based around the theme of magic, and they range from humorous to very sad and kind of deep, somewhat personal and everything. I'm still working on those. Dystopia is very popular right now, and I'm probably going to hold off on putting some of those out just because it's a trend kind of thing. And I want to write it. I'll still be writing it and everything, but you know, I just want to write it because I feel that there are things that I could build on, worlds and everything. And that also kind of goes with the fantasy thing and the magic and stuff. Yeah, I like magic, fantasy kind of things. Like, I love Harry Potter. My birthday was yesterday, actually, and my father got me the illustrated edition of The Sorcerer's Stone. So, yeah, I love the YA, fantasy, dystopia. Also some contemporary, too. My novel that I'm writing is actually more in that category. So, I would definitely say dystopia, young adult contemporary, and fantasy would definitely be stuff I majorly write in and read. Number three, preferred writing tense, point of view, category of story. It really depends on what I'm writing. I definitely enjoy, especially like when I'm reading books, a lot of my favorite stories that I read, with the exceptions, of course, of Harry Potter and stuff, are mainly first person. I love getting into the character's head, and I love writing like that too. It's like you kind of become this character, or it's like a new version of you. But some stories just are better in third person and everything. For my book, the collection of short stories, one is about a married couple who are wizards, and that's told in third person. Just the way the story goes, I felt it was best to be told that way. And then I have another story about cupcakes that come to life, and that's told in first person. And that one, I think, is kind of more on the YA spectrum there. But yeah, it really, really depends, but I would say my favorite one to write is definitely first person. And I would say mainly my books, stories, whatever you want to call them, are targeted towards young adults. Maybe some adults, few children, but I would definitely say more the YA category. Number 4, are you a plotter, pantster, or planster? I'm not always clear on what some of those other two, what those other two mean. I kind of like this vague idea, but a lot of what I'm writing now, I've had these ideas for years, and the ideas of the world these characters live in and what's going on has been just kind of like building up in my head for a long time. So I suppose I would be a plotter. Number 5. Are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? Speaking of my poetry, and I've showed this a couple times, I self-published through Amazon. This is on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and a couple like small sites like associated with them and stuff. There used to be a site called Author Stand, which I really liked because like the author got like paid half the price of each book that was sold. So, but that site's down now. This isn't on Lulu. I published my first 2 on Lulu under a different name, and then I took them down, and then I combined them because they were pretty small. And this is still small. But anyways, yeah. There's my book right there. It is poetry. It's called Only Children Dream. This is showing up backwards here, so I don't know how it's going to look on the actual video when you watch it. But yeah, I have like regular free verse, and then my attempt at Diamante. Like I could write Diamante out, but like typing it and trying to get the freaking diamond shape is like nearly impossible if you don't have like all the right editing and like special writing tools and everything. That's what I mean about cleaning. My stupid nails are all icky. Ugh. But yeah, there's that. Trying to see if I can find another type of poetry that I had written in here. Well, I mean, there's like some limericks and stuff. But yeah, my book. So, self-published. Maybe regular, traditional published one day. But so far, I'm happy with this. Of course, it hasn't sold a lot. But you know what? I enjoyed putting this together. What company or agent represents you? If not, if anybody does it right now, what is like your dream publisher or whatever? Nobody represents me right now. As I said, I'm self-published. Amazon and those are pretty much do it yourself. You pick the design, they kind of package it and, you know, bind it together for you and everything, and then they get a percentage and stuff. So I really don't have anyone I know specifically that I would like to be published by right now. My major thoughts and dreams are just on getting a novel completed. Let's see. Number 7 is, what other 2 related videos can we expect on your channel? I've talked a little bit about some writing stuff already on there, like what I think makes a good story. I know I did one on writing tips, I think, like my own personal ones. Definitely stuff on my writing. Maybe I will do some readings of some of my short stories, which those of course will be longer videos because I'm reading a story. I have quite a bit of my poetry on there already that I have read, and I will read the new ones. I want to talk a little bit about dialect and forms of poetry. I could have sworn I did one on haiku. If I can find that one. If I like it and I don't want to redo it, I'll post that one. So definitely styles of poetry, yeah, stuff like character building, dialect, and I'm no expert on anything, so everything that you will see is my own personal opinion and experience. Number 8 is, when did you start writing? Oh God, 8, 9, maybe? Maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, but around that age. 9 is, what is the first story you ever wrote? Yeah, I definitely have to be around 8 or 9. See, the thing is that, like, I would write my own versions of stories. Like, I wouldn't, like, straight out copy and, like, freaking plagiarize or whatever, but a lot of what I wrote was inspired by other things and stuff, and I kind of put my own spin onto it. So, I really don't know how much of those would actually count. There was a short story I wrote when I was 15 that revolved around school shootings and this and that, and that was a big issue that was going on then and everything, and I wrote a story that revolved around that and bullying and this girl and stuff, and that was one of the first ones that I had written. Like wrote. That wasn't like based on something else I read as a child. Let's see. Number 10 is, what authors inspire you to write, or just, inspire you in general? I really started getting into writing after I read Goosebumps and everything. I just thought the books were cool, fantastic, fun to read. That really got me into writing, so R.L. Stine is definitely one of them. As I got older, I, was trying to read bigger books and everything, and just kind of explore. I was into reading some of Anne Rice's stuff for a while, and the Vampire Chronicles. I read Violin and Belinda, and so maybe that's where some of the darker stuff kind of comes in, some of the fantasy stuff, some of the adult themes that I might put into stories and such. She has great characters, and probably a little bit of history and stuff might have come from her, whatever I would use on that one too. But yeah, her writing style, I think, is just beautiful and everything, and just like really captivates you. And that's kind of what I want to do. I really want people to get into these characters and everything. J.K. Rowling, of course, Harry Potter. Again, it's kind of like the same thing with Anne Rice, except more for children. You really want to care about these characters, whether you like them, or, whether they're good or bad. You're, really into these characters and who they are and everything, and the world building. I haven't read too much by Stephen King yet. I've listened to a couple of his stuff on audio and stuff like that, but I was talking on my video about Battle Royale, my review for that, about the author. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly the name offhand, but the thing was that I was talking how he did very well in giving us background on characters in third person. Like I was talking about earlier, that you definitely get into the characters' heads and their stories and everything with first person. I think people like King and the other author that I'm talking about right now do a pretty good job with that while writing in third person. And so I think those are the kind of authors that really can inspire you to try different styles and everything. But yeah, there's a lot. It's mainly more books per se than authors really, but there are some whose styles I really do like. Number 11 is, do you schedule writing time or write whenever you can? Right now I have to write whenever I can. I can't always schedule time. Number 12 is, do you write on a computer, typewriter, or handwritten, or a blend of both? Actually it is a blend of computer and handwriting. Most of my stories are on computers and stuff, but a lot of the poetry I first usually handwrite and stuff. Like some of the stories too, like I'll have my notebook and I'll just like jot down like stuff and everything. But it's mainly computer and then somewhat like journaling and stuff. Like I'll carry my notebook around. Number 13 is, what do you most look forward to now that you're a part of BookTube? Finding other people who share my passion of writing and reading books. They don't always go hand in hand, but you know, a lot of times they do. And you know, I mean, one day we all can be reading each other's stuff and you can say, I knew that person on YouTube before they were a bestseller. Let's hope, right? But anyways, that is the author newbie tag. I hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.